Welcome to Share Talk, the only podcast where investors come first.
Hi, this is Zak Mir with the US penny stock highlights on Monday, the 31st of August. Starting off with Capricorn Therapeutics, where it looks like we've got just the beginnings of a new bullish phase, almost identical really to this one that we had in the middle of July. So hopefully either that we have a rebound off the rising April trend channel around the $5 level, or you can wait for an end-of-day close above the 50-day moving average, currently at $5.96. But we've snapped that line from July, and hopefully the shares will move on and move up. The target here, the top of the rising trend channel from earlier in the year, up towards the $10.60 level. Next stock is Chiasma, which is also looking rather encouraging at the moment. Here you can see that we've had a break above both the 50 and 200-day moving averages, the green and rather the blue and orange lines there at $4.96. What's interesting here is that we've got the 50-day line crossing below a falling 200-day line. So it's not actually snapping a dead cross sell signal, so that's even more of a plus point. But anyway, the view at the moment is while we're above the 200-day line, $4.96, looking for the top of the rising trend channel from earlier this year, back in November, in fact. And that November resistance line projection heading as high as $8. Hopefully over the next month to 6 weeks. At this stage, really back below the March uptrend line. $4.50 really delaying or cancelling even the bull scenario. Another stock with a healthy-looking glow to it today is Evolus, and the reason why is that it looks as though we are just starting a bullish maneuver here, with the shares bouncing off the floor of this rising trend channel from March, which I'm just trying to expand at the moment. That comes after an extended base since early July, and all we're really looking for now is an end-of-day close above the 50-day moving average at $3.86 rather. And if we can get that, then over the next 1 to 2 months, we're looking for a top of March trend channel target as high as $7 plus, which is obviously currently the area both at the top of the trend channel and the 200-day moving average. Stop loss here at the moment back below $3.25, which is the last August support area intraday for the shares. Next stock is one which I think I've looked at before, but here we're looking at a situation where we've got the right shares up. We've got a near vertical move to the upside over the last couple of weeks, breaking neckline resistance here around the, I suppose that's the $1.50 level, and above $1.50 the bull argument looks pretty well set fair. In terms of what the upside could or should be, we're probably looking towards that line of resistance there from back in December 2018 towards $3.30. And the time frame on that, the current rate of knots actually as soon as the end of September, perhaps going into the first part of October. So a 1 month to 6 week time frame on that call. Basically, if you're cautious, probably the best stop loss at the moment actually back below the initial 2020 peak, sub 180. So probably 180 a tighter stop loss there rather than risking all the way down to $1.50. Flex Shopper is the next contender, and here we can see that shares putting on a good performance over the last few days, breaking that line of resistance from back at the beginning of February. That was running through the $1.86 area, and above that we're remaining in sort of bullish mode. Got the 200 and the 50-day moving averages both rising at the moment, and that hints that they'll cross over the next couple of weeks. The run up to a golden cross between the 50 and 200-day lines is normally the strongest part in the cycle, and this looks like what we're seeing at the moment. Ideally, there's no breakback below the $2 level, which was the last resistance or the initial resistance in July, and that would take us up towards the top of the channel at $3.50 plus. Moving on to a stock which also has a very healthy look at the moment, Green Lane Holdings. The reason for the relative enthusiasm is that we're also at the beginning stages of what would likely to be the beginning of a move to the upside. So we've broken that falling wedge and broken above the 200-day moving average at $2.83. An end-of-day close above that today should be enough to take the shares up towards the top of the rising trend channel from February this year, currently pointing as high as $4.78. And that could be hit as soon as the end of September at the current rate of progress. Stock which I've covered recently, but is back again on the front foot. Here we can see that Genworth, after breaking that line of resistance from June, sort of slid away, but never actually held below its 50-day moving average at $2.33. Current view is probably that while we're above that initial August resistance at $2.72, we're still looking for further upside, and that could be up towards that April resistance line projection, currently pointing at $4 plus, hopefully by the end of September. Another stock to feast your eyes on if you're in a bullish mood at the moment, GameStop Corporation. Rather complex history here. Obviously, you can see all these broken trend lines and various setups that the shares have had. But in the recent past, really, we're breaking that neckline resistance at $5. Call that $5.50. And above that, looking for a resistance line journey up towards, or meeting of the resistance line from January, currently pointing at $8. That's also, I suppose, getting towards the area of the late 2019 resistance line projection, currently up to even as high as $9 is a best case scenario. Both levels hopefully hit as soon as the end of next month, especially while we hold obviously above the $5.50 level. Just 3 stocks to go now. First is Kindred Biosciences. Obviously difficult to resist anything in the biotech pharma area at the moment. It really is absolutely flying. The setup here is that we bounced off the bottom of a broadening triangle at the beginning of the month. We've broken a converging triangle in the 50-day moving average at the end of last week at $4.03. And while we're above the initial August resistance at $4.37, looking towards that resistance line projection from March, the top of the broadening triangle, as high as $6.50, hopefully well before the end of next month. Next stock is one which is in line with many of the other ones we've seen at the moment today, looking quite rampant. We've broken, I suppose, what could be described as near-term neckline resistance from March. Little handle there on the formation, very encouraging indeed, and at least while we're above $5 and the recent floor of the flag for late August at $5, looking up to that November resistance line projection, currently pointing as high as $9. That could be seen over the next 4 to 6 weeks. Last stock of the day is one I've covered quite recently, but has certainly proved itself over the last session, or today's session. Here we're bouncing off the floor of this rising trend channel from the beginning of the year on ViewRay and the 50-day moving average as well. So at least while above the 50-day line and the price channel floor at $2.52. Looking for at least a retest of August resistance at $3.50 over the next couple of weeks, and over the next month to 6 weeks up to the channel top as high as $4.68. That's it for me today. More updates tomorrow.
Thank you for listening. Remember to visit our website for more news and other podcasts at www.share-talk.com.